Hello everyone, my name is Layla. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm coming at you with my August TBR for 2021. Yes. So, as you can see, it is raining outside, prime reading weather, but what am I doing? Filming. But I like that just as much as reading, so let's just go ahead and get into it. So, the very first book that I want to read in the month of August is going to be Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne. And the main reason that I'm interested in this book is because the main female protagonist is kind of like an old lady per se. Like, she dresses in old lady clothes. She works at a nursing home, so she does things that would seem as though something like usually older people would do. And if you ask my sister, she will tell me that I am like the same way, or I used to be the same way. So yeah, that's the main reason. And I've heard that the guy that comes in, he's like covered in tattoos, he's like spice of life, all spontaneous and all of that stuff, like just what she needs. And so I'm like, yes, I will try it. It sounds fun, it sounds funny, and I think that the romance would be really cute. Next, I want to read Fake It Till You Break It by Megan Brandy. And basically all I'm getting from the synopsis is that there was fake dating, but the girl, she kind of like fell for him, you know, because I think it would be hard to fake date someone and then not kind of get it into your head that it's like for real. It's but like if it's not in like an acting situation, like in theater, like that's pretty easy to be like, yeah, this is obviously not our relationship. But if you're like fake dating in real life, I could see how that would be hard. And so I'm guessing that she's gonna have to like act like she doesn't really love him until it like stops happening. So I think that this book will also be hilarious. It sounds like exactly something I would do if this was me in this situation. And again, my sister can vouch for me on that one. So I'm like, yeah, this sounds so fun. And I really want to read it. And I think it will be hilarious. And I just think it'll be great. Next is going to be Always Only You by Chloe Lies, or Lise. I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name, but yes, so basically this is a workplace romance, which is kind of like forbidden in this instance. I think the dude is like a hockey player, I'm pretty sure. I just heard Jess from Peace Love Books talk about this, and I was like, oh, yes. And also because the woman has like arthritis and all of that stuff, and so she has like physical ailments and also mental ailments, which is because she is on the autism spectrum. And I love reading romances where the woman is on the spectrum, because I am on the spectrum. So I'm like, ah, yes, that's my romance right there. So yes, I like, that was all they needed to sell me. But also like the forbidden trope, it's a workplace romance, so you have the close proximity trope as well. And I'm like, ah, yes, it's just throwing my favorite tropes at me. And oh, and it's a sports romance, which I've been getting more into solely because of Mariana Zapata. And so I'm really excited for that one. Next up, we have Storm and Fury by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and this is the spin-off series from the Dark Elements series, which is actually behind me. I have all three books right there. I just finished this series recently, and it was really good. In that series, we followed Layla, who was like half demon, half warden, and now we're following a new woman, and her love interest is going to be Zane. And I am super excited about it because I love Zane. I really do love Zane. I was so excited when I found that he had his own series. I was like, oh, yes, of course I'll read it. And I was keeping my dad updated on the last series. So he's like, yes, let me know what happens in his series, which is called the Harbinger series. And this is book 1. Storm and Fury. I'm not sure what it's about. All I know is that the new girl, I think her name is Trisha. Do not quote me on that, but I think her name is Trisha or something like that. And I believe that she is a seer. And the wardens, which Zane is a warden, he has to protect her. And then I think like lines get blurred and all of that stuff. So I'm excited. Next is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I know little to nothing about this book. Other than that, I believe it is a second chance romance, and I've been getting more into those as well. So I'm like, ah, yes, give me all the second chance romance. Another book that I want to read in the month of August is The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I've heard a lot about this book, and at first I was a little apprehensive before just deciding to add it to my TBR. But before I explain why, I'll just tell you what the book is actually about. So, in this book, we follow a girl who's like all nerdy. She's got good grades and all of that stuff, but she doesn't really get out much. And we have the jock guy who's like, he's been around. He's been around the block, basically. And so they make a deal, and she's going to tutor him to help him get his grades up because he's failing a class, or maybe all of his classes, I'm not sure. And he will teach her basically her way around the bedroom. And I was like, ooh, is that something that I want to read about? I don't know, but I've heard that it's just really fun. And I could use some fun, so I'm like, why the heck not? And so I will be reading that book in August, as well as Forget-Me-Nots by QB Tyler. And all I know about this book is that there's a marriage in trouble. They're like on the brink of divorce, or have a set date for the divorce or something like that. And I don't know how, but the husband gets amnesia. And he is like, I don't know how many years his brain is in the past, but he's like completely in love with his wife. He's like, oh my gosh, yes, you're the best person ever. I love you so much. And she's like, you literally cheated on me. And then he's like, no, I would never do that. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, like just hearing about him like being disappointed in himself, I was like, oh, that's so adorable. So I was like, that's the sole reason I want to read this book, to be completely honest. I know nothing else about it other than that. And I think it would be really funny for him to like kind of get to know his wife now, because of course people change over the years, so I think it would be cool to like have them get to know each other and fall in love. That reminds me of a movie. Gosh, I don't know what the movie is. I don't know if it's called The Vacation or something like that, but it has Angelina Jolie as well as Johnny Depp in it. And so if you know what I'm talking about, you know. But yes, it kind of reminds me of that, where they're gonna have to like fall in love all over again. The last book that is on my TBR for August is The Best Thing by Mariana Zapata, and this will be my third Mariana Zapata book. Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited now to read her books. I love her writing style. She's great at slow burn. She's great at like organic relationships growing, and like you can really see that in all of her books. And so I'm just like, oh yes. And this one, all the synopsis basically tells you is that this woman has written off this man. She's like, I'm done with him, I'm done with his drama, I'm done with my feelings for him, bam. And then at the end of the synopsis, it's like, too bad he didn't get the memo. And I'm like, oh. And that was literally all that I needed to know. So if you have read any of these books, don't give me spoilers, but you can tell me how you felt about them. And also let me know what is on your August TBR. And if you don't have an August TBR because you're like a mood reader or something, I completely understand. That's why I didn't make a July TBR. But I am actually in the mood for every single one of these books, like right now. I could literally read any of them right now and have a jolly good time. So that is why I decided to make this TBR, because I know that I will actually be getting to all of these next month. And I'm super excited for next month. I will be going into my junior year of college, and you can also let me know down below if you graduated from school, or you're done with school, high school or college, what grade you're going into, all of that fun stuff. Just tell me about yourselves. I love getting to know everybody in this community, and yeah, I am super excited for next month. As always, I will have my Instagram link down below, my Barnes & Noble wishlist, my Amazon wishlist link down below, as well as a few links to donations that you can make to give others the gift of reading. I upload videos every single Monday, and I will see you next week. Bye!